Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really critical stack of insights, and we want to thank our listener, Venkata Ramana Vijnanamitra, for sending this in.
Yeah, this is a fantastic source.
It really is. The focus is sharp, it's urgent, it's all about medical self-advocacy, specifically how you manage the silent danger that could be lurking in your medicine cabinet.
It's just so vital for anyone trying to navigate the health system today. We're moving beyond just, taking your pills. This is about critical oversight.
Exactly. Our mission today is to decode what we're calling the polypharmacy cascade. This isn't about scaring anyone. It's about giving you control.
It is. Venkata Ramana's notes really give us a powerful shortcut to understanding how a simple prescription can spiral into a huge, unnecessary health crisis.
Okay, let's unpack this. The fundamental challenge, the big question we're exploring is, how do you stop a drug's side effect from being misdiagnosed as a brand new illness?
Well, in an era where medicine is so specialized, you, the patient, you're the only constant. You're the one holding all the data.
So if you don't connect the dots,
Exactly. If you don't connect them, nobody else is really in a position to do it for you. The system just isn't built that way.
and that failure to connect the dots, that leads us right into what we're calling the side effect trap.
And it's such an insidious cycle because it all starts with steps that seem perfectly logical at the time.
Totally. So let's walk through the scenario that Venkata Ramana laid out. You visit Dr. A for some initial problem. Let's say it's a nagging sinus issue.
Okay.
Dr. A gives you medicine A. You start taking it, and then a few days in, you develop a whole new set of symptoms. Maybe a really bad headache, you feel nauseous, or you're just incredibly drowsy.
And this right here, this is the critical moment, the fork in the road.
It is.
Because the default human reaction is to panic a little, right? You think, oh no, what's this new thing? Am I getting sicker?
Yeah, my first illness is getting worse, or something like that. You don't immediately think, wait, did this start right after I swallowed that new pill?
You fail to connect the dots. So instead of calling Dr. A, you book an appointment with a new doctor, Dr. B, a specialist.
And the sources give a brilliant specific example of this. The first visit was to an ENT specialist.
Right. An ear, nose, and throat doctor. And a common side effect from some of those medicines can be, severe drowsiness or dizziness.
Especially with strong antihistamines. So now the patient is worried about this new headache and dizziness, and they go see a neurologist.
Of course.
Yeah.
That seems like the right move. The neurologist, Dr. B, listens to the symptoms, the headache, the dizziness, and they have no idea about the ENT medication.
They see a new problem.
They see a new, seemingly neurological problem, and so they prescribe medicine B to treat it.
And just like that, you're in the cascade.
That's it. You now have a second, totally unnecessary medication that's just treating a side effect from the first one. It costs you time, money, and it just confuses the whole picture.
Yeah, that ENT to neurologist pipeline is such a chillingly perfect example of the trap.
And it could have been completely avoided, the whole thing.
With just one question.
One question you have to ask yourself. Did this new problem start after I started the medicine? This is patient responsibility number one. It's acute monitoring. You have to treat any new prescription like a little experiment on yourself, and you track the results immediately.
Okay, so avoiding that first trap is key. But what if you're not starting from clean slate? What if you're already juggling, 3 or 4 prescriptions for other things?
Well, that's when we move from the side effect trap to the chronic danger of overlap. Medically, it's called polypharmacy.
Which is just taking multiple medicines, right? Like 5 or more.
Exactly, and the source material is very explicit here. It warns that this kind of medication stacking, or as they put it, medicines clashing, can lead to bigger problems.
And we're not just talking about another side effect here.
No, not at all. We're talking about a genuine drug interaction where one medicine can actually change how another one works in your body. It can make it stronger,
Right.
weaker,
Or more dangerous.
or much more dangerous. Think about something common like you're on blood pressure medication, and then a doctor gives you a strong anti-inflammatory like an NSAID for joint pain. Those two can interact in a way that's really hard on your kidneys.
Which brings us to patient responsibility number 2, communication. And it has to be flawless.
Flawless is the right word. You have to clearly, thoroughly inform every single doctor about every single thing you are taking. That includes vitamins, supplements, over-the-counter stuff, everything.
And the sources give some really important context here. It's not about blaming doctors for being busy or forgetful.
No, it's a structural problem. A cardiologist isn't automatically going to see the notes from your dermatologist. Electronic medical records help, but they don't always flag every single potential conflict instantly, especially in a short 15-minute appointment.
What's fascinating here is the idea that you can't rely solely on the system or even your brilliant doctor to catch everything.
You just can't. The responsibility for full disclosure, for being the complete database of you, that lands squarely on your shoulders. You're the only one with the whole story.
So if we accept that the doctor doesn't see everything, as the source says, then it's on us. We have to develop what they call self-knowledge on this.
It's a huge shift. It's not just passively taking orders anymore. It's becoming an active partner in your own care. A defender, really.
But we need some tools for that.
Yeah.
How do we get that clarity and do our own verification?
Well, the source is actually outlined two very practical ways to get that oversight. The first one is pretty traditional, leveraging your family doctor.
To GP. That makes perfect sense. They should be the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
The one who sees the prescriptions from all the different specialists.
They're supposed to have that 30,000-foot view. They're the ones best positioned to see the whole field and spot those common interactions before they become a real problem. The advice is simple. Don't always rush to another specialist. Your GP might be the best person to ask.
Okay, that makes sense. But the second avenue the sources recommend, well, it's very much a sign of the times.
It is, and it's one we need to be really careful with. They suggest using AI tools.
Like ChatGPT.
Exactly. Using platforms like that to gain, and I'm quoting, some clarity on potential medical conflicts.
Okay, so that raises a huge red flag for me. Are we really suggesting you should trust an AI over a doctor?
And that's the tension. That's what we have to unpack. The source isn't saying replace your doctor with a chatbot. Not at all.
So what's the context? How should you use it?
The context is about speed and preliminary flagging. The key phrase is some clarity. It's for triage. You can type in your 5 current meds and the new one, and an AI pulling from massive general data sets might say, warning, taking X and Y together can increase a certain risk.
So it's like a first pass check. A
Yep.
smoke detector. You see the flag, and then you take that information back to a human doctor.
Precisely. But we have to stress the risks. These models can hallucinate, they can be confidently wrong, and in this context, that could be catastrophic.
Right.
The AI is a powerful search tool, but it has zero clinical judgment. You treat its output as a hypothesis that must be verified by a professional, preferably your family doctor. The AI spots potential conflicts. The human doctor confirms actual risk for you.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Mm-hmm.
using these tools, whether it's your GP or carefully using AI, it fundamentally changes the dynamic.
It does. It requires you, the patient, to become the ultimate data manager for your own body.
You're no longer just the patient. You're the manager of your own medication ecosystem.
And by doing that, you are actively stopping that polypharmacy cascade before it can even begin.
So what does this all mean? Our deep dive today, really thanks to these great insights from Venkata Ramana, it all boils down to a few critical actions. The key is intervention.
It's a clear 3-step mandate for self-advocacy. Number 1, acute monitoring. As soon as you start a new drug, you are watching for side effects to stop that cascade at the source.
And 2, crystal clear communication. You have to give a complete list of every single thing you take to every single new doctor. No exceptions.
And number 3, leverage your resources. Use your family doctor, or even cautiously use AI tools to double-check for those clashes and overlaps. Make sure that the solution isn't about to become a bigger problem.
A critical self-assessment really is your ultimate defense.
It is. And to build on that, just as a final thought for you to take away, if you can use these tools to check for medication conflicts, where else in your health routine could that same proactive self-monitoring prevent a problem? Think about the supplements you take with certain foods, or maybe an exercise routine that clashes with a known physical limit. The principle is the same. Critical self-assessment and refusing to rely solely on external expertise can apply to every single corner of your well-being.